I'm April Plank. Thanks for joining me for today's workout. Today I'm going to be taking you through a foam roller workout using some strengthening exercises and some myofascial stretching on the roller. So let's get started. I'm going to put the roller longwise and I'm going to go ahead and sit at the very far end of the roller and have my soles of the feet planted firmly on the floor. Reach your arms right out in front of you, sit up nice and tall. Tuck your tailbone, scoop your abdominals in, and just start to roll yourself a few vertebrae back onto the roller until you feel those abdominals start to kick in. And then roll yourself back up, sitting up tall, reaching through the crown of the head. Let's do that again. Exhale as you scoop and roll back. Just a few vertebrae back. And then scoop and roll up, reach the crown of the head up and the sternum forward. We'll do that a few more times. Exhale, drawing the belly button towards the spine. And inhale, stacking the spine back up. Last two times here, exhale as you scoop and roll back, keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And inhale, back up. Let's go one more time. Exhale, scoop back and hold. Take the hands to the heart in prayer position. Very slowly and small, you're going to rotate to the right. Good. And then back to the center. Rotate to the left and back to the center. Don't go so big that you start to roll off the roller. So it's just a little twist side to side, starting to work through the obliques. Nice work, you guys. Just a little twist side and center and side and center. One more to the left, back to the center. Reach the arms long and we're going to roll ourselves the rest of the way down, laying onto the roller. Once you're on the roller, make sure that your head is supported completely on the roller. So I'm going to scoot down just a smidge. Your arms are going to rest onto the mat and we're going to lift our right leg into tabletop. The right leg is going to reach long and low and then you'll pull it back in. So we're just going to start by lifting the right leg off. So you've got one limb lifted. Everything else is supporting you on the mat. Inhaling as the right leg goes out and exhaling as it comes back in. To make this more challenging, you can decrease your base of support. So one way to do that is to lift your fingers to the ceiling and support yourself with your elbows. Another way to do that even harder is to lift the left arm to the ceiling so that the entire left arm is reaching long. We're going to do two more with the bend and stretch. And then the leg's going to stay straight and we're going to lift it up and lower it down. Now, if you feel confident, you could lift both arms. For me, that just doesn't feel stable enough for me. So I'm going to definitely keep my right elbow grounded as I'm moving through my right leg. And if this is too much, keeping the left hand up, go ahead and put that left elbow back down or hands completely to the mat. Use your abdominals to pull that right leg in towards the ceiling and then to kick it away. We'll do this two more times and we're going to switch sides. So place that right sole of the foot down by the left, bring the left knee into tabletop, and then we'll start with the straightening of the left leg and pulling back to table. So I always find when I change sides, I've got to maybe maneuver a little bit. I might to feel more confident and comfortable on the roller. So I'm going to move just a smidge till I feel good with that. And if you want it harder, you lift your fingers to the ceiling. Even harder, the right arm can reach to the ceiling. Even harder still, both arms to the ceiling. Moving slow and steady. We're going to do three more on this side. And two. Keep the leg long this time and we're just going to start kicking it up and bringing it back down. And kick it up and back down. Using that nice Pilates breath, exhaling as you lift through the mouth, inhaling through the nose. Two more here. And last one. Good, set that foot down. Take both arms to the ceiling. Now that you've got both legs grounded, you should be able to lift the arms. We're going to move through the shoulders. I want you to retract the shoulders, which means you're going to draw the shoulders down around the foam roller, and then you're going to protract, which means you're going to bring the shoulders away from the roller. So we're just drawing the shoulders and giving the roller a little hug, drawing the shoulders down the back, and then releasing the shoulders forward. So you're just going back as far as comfortable. You don't want to jam the shoulders back. Just move at a comfortable range of motion that feels good, but you're not overdoing it. So you're just pulling back, giving that roller a hug, and then releasing. Do that 2 more times, hugging the roller with your shoulder blades, and then releasing up to the ceiling. 1 more time, hugging, and release to the ceiling. Now find the middle way point where your shoulders are on your back, but they're not retracted too far, and we're gonna do arm swings. The right arm's gonna go over the head, the left arm goes beside you, and then bring both hands back to the center and switch. Good, as you're doing these arm swings, you're keeping your ribs down, you're keeping your tailbone heavy, find that neutral pelvis, keeping your head, neck, and shoulders relaxed onto the roller. Good, just opening up through the arms. Big breath in, exhale the arms to the ceiling. Big breath as you switch, exhale to the ceiling. We'll go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Both hands are going to come down and you're going to place them on the mat. Now we're going to lift both legs up. So both legs into tabletop. So both legs are going to be lifted. So I definitely want to have both hands down. You can also have your elbows down, fingers to the ceiling. Alternate the right leg going long and then extend the left leg. So you're going to alternate between the right leg bicycle and the left leg, or bow and arrow, because we'll get to bicycle a little later on. So you're pressing one leg out and the other. The lower you go, the more challenge, but again, don't go so low that you're arching your back or you feel your back starting to take the work and starting to fatigue. You want to keep the work in the belly of your abdominals. Good. 1 more to each side. And now both legs are going to move together. So both knees in, both legs go long, both legs pull in. If you need more support, the arms are going to go right back down to the mat. Use a breath that works for you. I'm going to exhale as I press. Inhale as I pull in. We've got 3 and 2 and 1 more. Nice job. Pull the knees in, set the feet down. We're going to attempt a full roll up over this roller. So arms are going to go back up to the ceiling. Take an inhale. You're going to exhale, nod the chin, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. If you need to grab your legs, you can, or you're going to just roll yourself very slowly up and sit up. Good job. Okay, let's move the roller. So I'm going to come off the roller. I'm going to place it underneath my feet longwise, and then I'm going to roll myself back down. So now I've got the roller under my feet. I'm going to lay on my mat and start to do some bridging. So I'm going to lift my hips straight up, and then I'll lower my hips right back down. So just lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes, and then lowering down. So you have this little unstable surface underneath your feet. So it's creating some instability, which is creating more muscle work. The roller might feel like it's trying to roll away from you, and you're trying to hold it still. We'll do 4 more because we've got more variations to go to. And 3, lifting straight up from the hips and lowering straight down from the hips. The next time you're up in your bridge, please hold it up there. You're going to keep that weight in your left leg. We're going to bring the right leg to tabletop and then send it to the ceiling. Keep your hips nice and square as you kick the right leg long and low over the roller and then back to the ceiling. So you're kicking the leg long and pulling it back. Now really drive down through that left foot into the roller. You should definitely be feeling the left hamstring and glute here. Or hopefully you are, because I know I for sure am. Last 2 on this side. And 1 more on this side. Take your right foot down to the roller. Lift your hips if they've lowered. And then we'll do the same thing with the left. So reach your left leg straight up to the ceiling. Keep pushing down through the right foot. And let's go long and low with the left leg. Inhale, the leg kicks away from you. And then exhale as you pull it back in. Good. Hopefully you're feeling that right glute. Talk to you a little bit, that right hamstring. 2 more kicks on this leg. Then we're going to switch back to the right leg and do another exercise. Take that left leg down, put it on the roller, lift the hips if they've dropped, take the right knee into the chest and extend it up to the ceiling. Now you're going to make a footprint with the right leg going up and then lowering the hips to hover. So straight up and back down. Just a little lift and lower. Really focusing on the right leg lifting to the ceiling, the left foot pushing into the roller to activate the left glute. You've got 3. I definitely feel that roller trying to go away from me. Makes it even harder. Do 1 more, hold it up, put the right foot down. I'm going to readjust a little bit, take the left leg up to the ceiling. Let's go on this side, lower down, squeeze and lift. Nice job, last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good, set the foot down, roll your hips down, roll the roller towards you, and then we're going to set the feet on the floor and roll the hips under, or the roller under our hips. So you lift into a bridge, put the roller right at your tailbone, and then we're going to lift the legs into tabletop. Now I like to kind of hold the outside of the roller. I've got my legs in tabletop, and we're going to go into a little bicycle. So I'm going to reach my legs scissor away from each other. I do love the roller here because I can really focus on the bottom leg dropping to get a nice hip flexor stretch. So I'm going to start my bicycle, bringing the right knee into the chest and lowering the left leg, extending the right leg. So you're on this big bicycle, bicycling in one direction, with your big focus on the bottom leg going long and low, and your top leg going up and high to the ceiling in front of you. Good. Nice big bicycle sweeps. We'll do 4 more in this direction, and then we're going to switch to the direction of the bicycle. Hopefully I can do it. I have a hard time bicycling the backwards way. Let's see if we can do it. So next time I want you to reverse. So you're bicycling, think of the opposite direction if you were going to bicycle your wheel backwards. So that leg that's going away from you is going long and low, the leg towards you still coming in towards you, and you're just changing the bicycle pattern. Good. Really push, press away for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Pull both knees into the chest. Give your knees a little hug. We're going to roll that roller away from you, and then we're going to just roll ourselves all the way up to seated. Okay, let's make a change, and we're going to take the roller with us, and I'm just going to turn around to tabletop. Now I'm going to put my hands on the roller and use some core work here, so a little bit of a plank. So the first plank, I'm going to turn my toes underneath me. I'm going to have my hands on the roller, and I'm just going to lift my knees to a hover, and I'm going to hold this position. Straight line of energy from the crown of the head to the tailbone, so no tucking, just a nice neutral pelvis. I'm hovering the knees, and I'm holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, you've got it, 6. Take a break if you need to. Always want to listen to your body. Don't go past your edge. There's your 1. Set it down. Press into a little child's pose, pushing the hips back and pressing the roller away from you. Okay, we're going to go into round 2. So this time hands are going to be on the roller. We're going to extend the right leg back to straight plank position, extend the left leg back to meet it, and we're just going to hold the plank. Tuck your tailbone, roll your shoulders back, reach the crown of the head forward. I like to think of I'm taking my belly button and pulling it up and underneath my rib cage. Broad on the back so you're not sinking into your shoulders. We're doing 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Really good job. Set the knees down. Press all the way back, finding that nice stretch. We're going to do 1 more variation. So this time I want you to come into your plank, and we're going to do our leg pulls, traditional mat exercise. So you have your hands on the roller. You're going to lift one knee, lift the other knee, find your plank. You're going to lift the right leg up. You're going to rock forward, rock back, and set it down. Lift your left foot up, rock forward and back, and set it down. Alternate again. Right, forward, back, and down. Left, forward, back, and down. 4 more. And 3. and 2. One more here, you guys. Good. Set the knees down and press into your recovery. Take a breath or two here in this child's pose. And then from here, we're going to roll the roller away from you and lay onto your stomach. So I'm going to have my feet about hips distance apart, the roller's in front of you, and you want your pinky fingers pushing, kind of the pinky side of the arm pushing into the roller. Let your head completely rest on the mat before we start. So when you're ready to begin, your legs are anchored long, your tailbone's anchored. You're going to take your fingers, push your pinky finger side of the hand into the roller and start to roll it towards you. And as you roll the roller towards you, you're going to arch the back, you're going to lift the chest, lift the sternum, roll the roller all the way to the pinkies, lift your body up, find that big chest expansion, and then roll it all the way down. Now if you ran out of room, you can move the roller closer towards you to the forearm so you have a little more room to roll, because we're going to do a few more of those. So push the tailbone down, pull your abs in, start to push the hands down into the roller as you roll it towards you. Now try to bring your ribs with you, pull your ribs down, your down in front, roll the shoulders back, lift the sternum forward, push your tailbone down to support the back, and then release it all the way forward. Make an adjustment if you need. We're going up one more time. So push the pubic bone down, activate your legs, pull your abs in, draw your ribs in and together, roll yourself up, 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 and then release it all the way down. Really good job. Well, from there, we'll come into a little tabletop position and stretch the spine side to side. So I'm back in the tabletop, hands on the roller. Take your right hand and reach it up to the ceiling, taking a stretch, and then thread the needle. Take the right arm underneath, bringing the right shoulder to the mat and looking under the left armpit. We'll do that 2 more times. So you're going to look up, get a little rotation of the waist, rotation of the torso, reaching through the right finger, and then exhale, bringing the right shoulder down, looking under the left armpit, and coming to that little twisted child's pose. One more time on this side, coming up, reaching through the fingers, reaching long, and then exhale as you come down into your thread and needle. Think of your sitting bones pushing straight back, lengthening through the whole right side. Let's come up and do the other side. So right hand to the roller. Big inhale as you reach the left arm up. Nice big exhale as you reach it underneath, left shoulder towards the mat, looking towards the right armpit. You can even let the head rest down on the mat if that feels good for you. And we'll do that again. Big deep breath. Don't need to rush it. Just take your big breath, open the lungs, expand through the ribs, and big exhale as you rotate. We've got one more here. We're going to lift, rotate, reach, and expand. And then exhale, twist, thread the needle, and release. All right, that's enough stretching. We're going to go back to some planks again. This time we're going to move the roller and change position. So I want you to take the roller and you're going to bring it underneath your knees. We don't want to be on the knees, you want to be on the shins. So the roller's on the shins. 2 options, you can be on your hands, you can also be on your elbows. Some of you it might be too much to be on your wrist, so you might want to come to your elbows. Now I'm going to walk myself forward until the roller is kind of right at the top of my feet or my shins. And if this is too challenging, you can bring it a little closer to you. But we're finding this nice plank position. You're tucking your tailbone, you're pulling your abs in, and now we're going to move the roller. Pull the knees in, push it out. Now I came a little too far up to start, so I want to kind of start mid shin, and so I can have room to roll. Good, so you don't want to roll off the roller, so you pull the knees in, push the knees away. Pull the knees in, push the knees away. Good. keep it up if you can. We're doing 4 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Set the knees down, press back into a little child's pose, and rest. 1 more set of those. You can do the same thing we just did, or you can do some pikes where the legs are going to be straight. So I'll talk you through both. So come into your plank. I'm going to move my roller a little closer to the knees so I've got some more room. And then I'm going to lift up into my plank. So the very first option, we did our knee bending in and pressing out. Second option, you lift the hips up and you lower down. So it's a little scoop of the abs and roll down. Scoop of the abs and roll down. You can even alternate. 1 bend in, 1 scoop up. Wherever you are, I want you to do as many more good reps as you can, up to 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good job. Set the knees down, press into a little child's pose recovery. Now we're going to get into a little bit of rolling. We haven't done too much rolling yet, so we're going to kind of massage the quadriceps. So take that roller in front of the knees now. So you don't want to ever really roll the joint. So we're going to have it on our thighs, and then you're going to lay forward and come to your forearms. So I'm going to roll all the way from the tops of my thighs all the way towards the top of the knees, but not going onto the knees. So I'm just going to roll the muscle. And you may find that if there's a spot where you feel particularly tight and you want to hold, you can do that. So if you feel, I kind of feel myself rolling over some knots. So if you feel a knot and you want to kind of hang out, you can just kind of hold. Right now I've got my legs in a neutral position. I'm going to now turn my feet out and roll more of the inside fibers of the quadricep. So when you change the positioning of your legs to internal or external rotation, you're going to change the focus that you're rolling. So now I'm rolling more on the inside of the leg. Good. And now I'm going to change my focus on rolling my internal rotation of the leg and rolling more on the outside fibers of the quadricep. Just be gentle with yourself when you're rolling. If you get too aggressive, you could injure yourself. So you just want to roll to the point of comfort, but not to the point of excruciating pain. And you don't want to go too long. So if you feel like you want to go a little longer when we're done, you can certainly pause the video and keep rolling. But I wouldn't roll more than 2 minutes or 3 minutes max. So I've got my feet internally rotated, and I'm rolling all the way down the whole length of the muscle. Do that 1 more time, and then we'll come all the way back, and then walk yourself up to tabletop and bring the roller in front of you. All right, let's lay back down onto the roller this time. And now this time I'm going to put the roller kind of at my bra line, and I'm going to do a little bit of extension over the roller, and then again a little bit more foam rolling and myofascial release. So hands behind the head, elbows wide. I'm going to kind of scoot down a little bit more. I'm going to let my whole body extend over the roller, getting a nice big stretch. And then as you exhale, you're going to crunch up, engaging the abdominals. So I'm getting a little extension through the spine, through the thoracic, opening up through the chest, and then exhale as you go over. And just continue that, take your time. So not only you're working the abs, but you're probably starting to feel a little bit of releasing of the back with the foam roller. Again, do what feels good. If this does not feel good on your back, you may not be ready for this intensity of rolling. So if the foam roller doesn't work here, then just omit it and just do your regular crunches. It just does take time to get used to the intensity of the rolling. I want you to do 2 more times. And last one. Good. Now we are going to do a little rolling. So come to the middle. I'm going to lift my hips to put more weight on the roller, and then I'm just going to let myself roll up to my shoulders, not on the neck, and then I'm going to roll all the way down. And I got to be careful of my hair here. So I'm going to hold my hair in a bun as I roll all the way up and then back. And I don't want to go past my rib cage. So you don't want to ever be rolling on the low back where there's lots of organs and, you know, not as much support. So I'm just kind of rolling on the shoulders and middle back. And again, rolling as much as you feel comfortable. Take your time and stop if you need to. You can stop and hold a place that feels good and just kind of hold the extension or do what works for you. Every day you may feel a little bit different. You might need to do a little different of rolling. All right, we're going to do just a few more passes forward and back. And then I'm going to set my hips back down, let my head, neck, shoulders release, let the arms go over the head, and just feel that nice extension. Your hands can be resting on the mat in front of you. They can be out to the sides. Whatever helps you get a big stretch through your chest. Take some big deep breaths in. When you're ready to come out, put the hands behind the head to support the neck. Roll yourself up and then help yourself off of the roller. Okay, back to some work. So I'm going to have you stand. I'm going to stand on the floor. It's a little more stable. And you're going to hold the roller out to your left. So we're going to do our side leg series standing. So I'm going to put a little weight in that left hand. I'm going to kick the right leg out to the side. I want to try to keep this leg parallel to the floor. I'm going to kick it out, bring it in, and lower it back down. So now I'm just using that roller for some balance. So we're working the outer thighs and glutes, simulating the work that we'd be doing on the mat, laying on our side for our side legging series. And then at the end, we get to do some really awesome foam rolling for the outer thighs and glutes, which is kind of my favorite use of the foam roller. I unfortunately have had a lot of issues with IT band syndrome, so the foam roller has always been my friend there on really trying to release the whole IT band and outer thigh. Good. Nice work. You may be feeling the supporting leg. You might feel the left leg as much as the right, and that's totally fine. That leg's working too. I want you to hold the next one up there, so hold that leg parallel and give me 10 kicks. 10, nice and slow. 9, 8, you've got it. Last, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring it in, set it down. Turn to face your roller. You're going to take your right leg back behind you straight. Your left leg has a little bend. You're going to lift the leg up and down. A little squeeze and release. Doesn't have to be a huge kick. It's more of an isolated kick than anything. So it's a little squeeze of the bottom, release. Squeeze of the bottom, release. Good. We've got 3 and 2. Hold your next one up. You're going to bend the knee in and push it away. Bend the knee in and push it away. And you can start rocking the roller towards you and away from you. Rock it towards you and push it away. Again, we're working on our balance. So that left leg may be on fire. It is for me. You guys are doing really great. Keep with it for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good job. Set that foot down and we'll switch to the other side. So let's take the roller on the right side. I'm going to use that roller for a little balance. Lift your left leg up into a tabletop position in parallel to the floor, and then you're going to kick it out Bring it in and set it back down. Kick it out, bring it in and set it down. Good. Good, use that breath. Little tiny bend in your right leg. You don't want to make sure you're not locking that leg out. My favorite part is coming. That's the stretching of the outer thighs and glutes. Good. And if you're doing all of this, you're going to definitely need it and deserve it. Last 4. You deserve it even if you aren't doing this. It's really good to work on opening our hips with the foam roller. Just from everyday tightening. Last one, hold it, kick it. 10. Slow and controlled. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, and 1. Really good. Bring it down, turn to face your roller. You can put a little weight in the roller, right leg slightly bent, left leg's going to do a kick up and back down. Little kick up and down. Again, work in the glute. Don't think that the low back is doing the motion here. So it's not so big that you're arching your low back. Very little isolated motion. Last 4 and 3 and 2. Hold it up. You're going to bend the knee in, push it away. The roller comes towards you. The roller goes away from you. You pull it in, you press it away. Definitely working on balance. Definitely feeling my right leg here and my left. Almost there, you guys. Really good job. Give me 5 and 4. Got a lot of good ankle stability going on here too. And 2 and 1. Really great. Set it down. Okay. The moment we've been waiting for. You're going to put the roller on the mat and we're going to put our hip on the roller. So I'll show you kind of the way I like to roll, but if you have another way, you can always do that. So I'm going to come down to my elbow. I'm going to start right at my hip, and I'm just going to roll a little bit on my hip. My glute and my glute med, like the side, tends to get pretty tight. So I'm going to keep it really small to begin with, and I'm just going to kind of roll on that whole glute. And I'm leaning back a little bit to get the side. So I'm just going to lean back and try to feel the glute. Again, when I was going through physical therapy for my IT band syndrome, I was rolling about 3 minutes on each side. So you can definitely roll longer than we're going to be rolling here today, but I wouldn't do too much more than 3 minutes. Good. So right now I'm getting kind of the back of my hip, the glute, and now I'm going to focus more on the IT band. So now I'm going to turn my body to the side, and I'm going to start to work my body up. And this is where you may encounter some knots. And if you need to hang out, you can. I'm going to roll all the way up and all the way back. And then all the way up. And I'm rolling again right to the knee. So the IT band connects at the side of the knee. So I want to roll all the way towards it, but I don't want to actually go onto the knee. And I can even go a little forward because sometimes the IT band and the quadriceps start to get a little intertwined. So I can rotate my belly towards the floor and work a little bit into the front of the IT band, into the quadricep. Good. Again, if you feel that you need to stay, you can kind of hold and you can move your body. So another option is moving your body and holding the foam roller still. I'm just going to do another little bit here. I'm going to roll all the way forward and all the way back. And then I'm going to switch sides. So come onto your back and go to the other hip. I'm going to start a little bit with my belly facing the ceiling so I can get the glute on the left side. And I'm just going to concentrate on rolling through the glute. Again, feel free to stop any place that needs you to just hold. Sometimes you can just hold and an area that's tight will start to release. Do that one more. And then we're going to work a little more into the IT band. So now you can lay more on the side, start from the hip, and then just start to roll up the side and back down. I'm trying not to fall off my elevated mat here. Hopefully you're not on an elevated mat. I should be okay though. So I'm rolling all the way towards the knee but not on it, and then working my way back up to the hip. And if you want more quadricep, you're going to angle your belly towards the floor and get a little bit more quadricep. Another option, remember, from the other side is you can find one spot and hold it and move your body on top of the roller where you feel that you need a stretch. And kind of roll over the muscle, but be very gentle and tender with yourself. Don't push to the point of extreme pain. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to feel like work, but it shouldn't feel anything sharp or painful or too much. Good. Just another few seconds here on this side. Certainly you can roll other areas of the body, but for today's workout, this is it. So just give me one more and release. Good. Just finish in a little child's pose. Push that foam roller away from you. This time we're going to lift the hips to the ceiling and finish in kind of a little puppy dog pose with the hips up, just stretching through that chest, giving yourself some space through the front of the body, which is always good if we're working on our posture. If you've been sitting all day and need a little extension, take one more big breath in, one more big exhale, and then you can roll yourself all the way up to seated. And I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you've got any comments and suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day and I'll see you soon.